little spring bike. So we're gonna make the bike and a basket with some flowers coming out of it. So what we're going to paint first, we are going to paint our block first. So you were given some paints over here. And I am just gonna take that light blue, and I'm gonna paint my whole block that light blue. If you wanna make it a little bit lighter, you can put some white into it as you're painting. I'm going to put some like streaks of white just in the top because I kind of want to I'm going to make like a spring scene. Well, I'm just going to put some grass on the bottom. But I'm going to put like large chunks of white up on top. So it almost gives it the illusion that there's some clouds up there. So remember to do your edges too. I'm gonna go just continue to keep on adding paint. I'm only gonna put one coat on this, but I'm gonna make it a really nice coat. So I'm going to continue layering paint, layering some white. All right, so once I have my sky done, what I'm going to do is I'm not even going to wash my brush, but I'm going to take some green, stir around the green. And just on the bottom, just using the corner of your brush, what I like to do is like put some grass. You start at the bottom and make little strokes going up. Always start at the bottom. So by the time your brush goes up, it's like just a little sprig of grass. That looks good. So this isn't too badly wet, but I am going to kind of lay out where I want my bike to be and my basket. I don't really care if it's touching the paint because we're just going to paint it. So my basket is over here. So what we're going to do right now is you're going to take the cap of your white. I'm going to put a little more white in there, and we're going to make some pink. So our basket is going to be filled with flowers. So what I am just going to do right now is I'm just going to make where my basket is on top of it. I'm just going to make some flowers, and then I'm going to take my basket and everything away. And then I'm just going to, with my pink, I'm going to just dab some paint and almost make just like a circle of color. I'm gonna let that dry, that's all you need, because we'll add some other stuff to it later. So I'm gonna let that dry. While that's drying, I'm gonna take my bike. I'm going to put 2 coats of black on my bike. Stir that black around before you use it. important with your bike to go in with your brush, and if any is caught in like the corners of the wood, you kind of have to brush it away, or else you're going to be waiting. Your dry time is going to be pretty long. So I put 2 coats of black on that, set that aside. I'm going to get my basket going. My basket, I just have brown for my basket. Just 2 coats of brown on your basket. Two coats of brown. Once you put the 2 coats of brown, I'm going to flip this over so it's clean. Put 2 coats of brown, and then we're going to let it dry for just a second. And you could make like a check pattern on it or something, but I'm just going to add a highlight with some white and a shadow with some black. So one side of my basket, I am just going to take a tiny bit of white and just add a tiny bit of white to the side. The other side, I'm going to put a teeny tiny bit of black, so little you could hardly see it. And I'm just going to put a little bit of black on the other side. So I have white on one side, black on the other. If you put too much white or black, you could always just stir up your brown and then put a little brown over anything that you put too much. So there I have my highlight and my shadow. So once again, that's going to dry. So we're going to let that all dry for a couple minutes, and then we'll go back and add some other colors to our flowers. So what I'm going to do while this is all still drying, I'm going to go back with my brush. I'm actually going to use just the back of my brush, and I'm going to put in some darker red into my little flowers, and I'm just going to make little dots. I'm just using the back of my brush. So get something like that, and then I'm going to wash off the back of my brush, or just wipe it off. And then I'm going to go back with some white and just add white dots. And you could kind of layer your dots. You could put a little more red, put a little more pink, until you get something that just looks like a whole bunch of colors. And that's going to become like our little flowers that we're holding. So I'm going to let that dry, and then we'll come back and we'll glue everything together. This part, my painting is dry. My flowers are just still a little wet, but all the little pieces are dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue everything down. So I'm going to start with my bike first. I'm just using a school glue. You could use school glue, Elmer's, wood glue, whatever you have. Just make sure a little goes a long way. You could even use a glue stick. Just make a tiny bits of glue, and I'm just putting it randomly through the bike. Just gonna put my bike down. Now, if you don't want to do the flowers and you just want to do the bike, go for it. So then I am going to take my little basket and then put my basket down. If your flowers or something weren't big enough, you could go back and you could just, use your brush, and you could just like expand your flowers if you need to. You could also add some more colors in there if you'd like. You could do whatever you like to your flowers. I'm just gonna make them come out a little bit. I'm just dabbing a little bit. And then once your glue is dry and your flowers are dry, you could just stand the sign up. It'll be like a cute welcome spring sign. All right, I hope you guys had a good time painting with me.